Welcome back to Somatic Self-Care Flow. My name is Kelly Ayala, and I'm a mental health and wellness professional. Today, I want to bring some focus into arrival and what an arrival practice can look like, feel like. So feel free to join along. And as always, this movement is self-led. So I'm going to provide you with some options and choices to play with. But as always, if something doesn't feel comfortable for you, know that you are the expert with your own body and your own mind and movement. So when it comes to arrivals, usually that indicates that there has been a transition. So we're moving from one space to another. So this may be going from work and into home, or if you're joining me in a trauma-informed yoga practice, this is kind of that transition from your drive-in and moving into our trauma-informed yoga space. Now, transition is what I call the birthplace of pain, because oftentimes in this experience of movement, we're losing the mind body awareness and mind body contact, and we're bringing our attention to the outside world. So there's encouragement to move slow. And as we come into this arrival practice, the idea is to support the reorientation or orientating our mind and our body to the space that we're currently in. So let's begin. What I want to invite you to do, whether you're sitting or sitting at your desk, I want to invite you to bring your hands, whether that be to the earth or your desk. And let's keep the eyes open, friends. So as we just kind of bring our sense of touch online here, I'm allowing my body to kind of move from different sensations, from the wood to the mat. And once I start to have kind of an idea of the sensory experience of touch, I'm going to allow my hands to maybe softly find my knees or the tops of my legs. I'm going to bring in this awareness to the textures of the cloth and how that feels against my skin. Now, as we do this, there's absolutely no need to change or to judge what you're sensing or feeling. This is really just an opportunity to collect information. And this is what makes somatic self-care somatic, is that we are starting to integrate this mind-body connection without the force, the push, the pull to really change anything. So now I want to kind of shift my awareness to eyes, to sight, if that's available for you. And I want to invite you to start to take in the different colors, the images, the textures that you see around you. So maybe that means starting your gaze on the floor and then just slowly kind of working that up to the midline of the room. And then also to the ceiling. So as we kind of roll through this orientation process, I want to just honor and respect that maybe not all of us have access to all of our senses. And we're going to welcome that to be a part of this process here. This just makes this practice a really unique experience for you, and just notice what comes up for that. And then I'm going to guide my focus to maybe a soft space on the floor. I'm going to leave my eyes open. And then I'm going to shift my awareness and focus to sounds around me. I'm starting to notice some sounds that are far off in the distance. And then I'm going to let that just trickle in a little bit closer and a little bit closer. And then I want to invite you, if it feels okay for your system, to close down the eyes, or you can maintain that soft focus on the floor. And as I do this, I can already feel my sense of smell kind of come online. So without holding on to any one sensation, we're just going to take in this sense of smell. And as we take in this sense of smell, just notice how your body receives. What's the energy exchange as you receive sense of smell? Does it evoke any feelings or sensations or thoughts? And simply just be a witness to that and let that pass by. And then lastly, let's move our focus to the breath. Oftentimes, when I bring my awareness to my breath, it wants to perform or to deepen or to soften. And I really want to make some room and space that the breath does not have to do anything. Simply just feel what happens and let that be okay. It's really an opportunity to learn about the relationship that you share with breath when we bring awareness to it. I'm noticing for myself that the more room and space that I give for my breath to just be what it is, it starts to lengthen and soften on its own. And if it doesn't, let that be okay too. You might even be able to ask the breath to show you why it needs to be at the pace and rhythm that it is. And it might tell you or share with you, but it might not, and that's okay too. On your next exhale, I want to invite you to just bring the chin towards the chest. And then I want to invite you, if you'd like, to just softly flutter the eyes open if they've been closed, and just start to take in the images from this space now. Slowly begin to lift the chin and just notice the different energy. Notice the different emotions, the different sensations as you land at the ending of our arrival practice now. And use this as a framework to kind of compare or kind of better understand on how you began the practice in the beginning. There is no need to change, judge, or shift anything. This is not about being right or wrong, but it's really about building relationship back to yourself. What was the relationship on the beginning of our practice? And what is the relationship that I have with me at the end? So I welcome you to come back to this arrival practice whenever you're moving through transition. You can use it before you move through that transition as a mindful way of kind of reminding yourself how you'd like to move through that transition. And you also may like to use it once you enter into that new transitional space. So there's our arrival practice, friends. Hope you have a wonderful day.